In today's video, we're gonna talk all about Frostdragon Tyrant. The EVE event, the Champion EVE event, the truck, the Frostwind journey, the championship prediction, and the Tyrant's gift. We'll cover it all. So stay tuned and welcome to the channel. Hello friends, it's Tonton from Set948. So as I just said in the intro, we're gonna talk about Frostdragon Tyrant. The only thing I'm not gonna cover today is the battle itself, and I'll make a separate video. That's gonna be long enough and take enough time to cover everything else. And I just want to kind of cover a lot of important things, because that it's like when you have SVF prep phase, or the first time you have local fire, or the first time you have AVS prep phase. Like, it can feel overwhelming when you look at all these new events and you look at the calendar and you're like, what the heck is going on? And on top of that, we have a seasonal event, and on top of that, we have all of that plus all the recurring ones, and people feel overwhelmed with that. So it's actually not that complicated. So we will just take them one by one, and there are two things I want to do today. And that's something I did not really see done on YouTube, is covering how to register and the registration phase. Because that you will find guides that will explain to you all of these events, written in videos, but how to go through the registration phase, you will only find that on certain Discords, and you will have to search a lot for it. So, I mean a lot, depending on, how connected you are to to good sources of information of Whiteout Survival. But the average player, they might not find it. So, let's actually start with that, right? So the way it works for Frostdragon Tyrant, you get an invite the week before. So last week we had an invite that the event will start on Monday this week. So for a full week we knew that it's gonna start on Monday. On Monday, and we mostly had this over the weekend. We had a bit of information, and we mostly had these events. Like, all of these started Monday, so we could not see any of that before. So for a long time, you only see that practically. And what you see is that you have very little information about the battle. But on Monday, what happens? You will get all of this popping, and you will see that you have to be in the top 90 alliances of your cluster, of the states cluster of your zone, to be able to participate. So if you look at the zones, some zones have a lot more states. Here they have 130 states more or less. Here they have 110. For us, we have 63. So out of 63 states, you have to have 90 alliances that will be registered, and that's purely based on power, of alliance power. And so that's the first milestone, the first big milestone. And that will last for 2 days. So from Monday, after reset between Monday and Sunday and Monday, right? There is a reset. So at midnight, you get all of these events popping, and you have 2 days basically. You have until Tuesday reset, so between Tuesday and Wednesday, to be in the top 90. And you have the ranking here. Not for the ranking is fixed. It's not gonna move anymore because it got snapshot last night at reset. But you have the ranking, and you have to be in that top 90 if you want your alliance to participate. So our alliance go about it because there are a lot of things going on early in the week. There is particularly Alliance Championship as well that you have to register, and people might want to do that in their alliance. So you have a few strategies here. Either you have to decide at the states how many alliances do you think you can register, and you have to look at the amount of power. For us, it's our first Dragon Tyrant, and to give you an idea, when I looked before going to bed, a few hours before reset, we were around 22 billion power, 22.5 billion power, and the alliance got selected around 2.5 nearly billion power. So. And I'll cover in a second why it increased so much last moment. So you have 2 days basically, and maybe a bit more if you anticipate, right? But to understand, based on the ranking of power of your alliance and your state, like, can you register 1, 2, or 3? For us, we went for 3. So you will see KND will be here, right? 25 million power, 25.7 at the time. We have CAR. That is in power is the main alliance right now, because they are full. For us, we are missing 30 players more or less, so we are not that good in power, but I don't know where they are. They're a bit below. Yeah, they are 21 with 30.6, and we are 58 with 26.4 nearly. So we managed 3 alliances. What will happen for overall? What most trade will do is you have 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, the Alliance Championship, so that event, registration is completed not at midnight, not at reset, but 1 hour before reset. It's completed at 23 UTC. So people will, if people want to do their Alliance Championship in their own alliance, but they will have to be in their Tyrant Alliance, that's how I'm gonna call them, for the event, because their alliance is not strong enough, for example, to be registered, or you want to merge a few alliances into one to have one very strong for Tyrant. People will stay until 23 UTC on Tuesday. They will wait for the Alliance Championship to be registered, and then they will swap alliance. That's why the ranking are moving a lot the last hour, because you have between 23 to midnight to go, because at midnight then it snapshot the top 90 alliance, and you know, if you are 91, then you cannot register. So that's the first stage. So that's how people do it. And then, you know, again, you have to choose how many alliances, and you have a few options, right? Either you make a very strong alliance and you try to go for middle, or for us, we decided to register 3 alliances. So we have, you can register, then you register alliances if you are in the top 90, and then per alliance you can register 60 people, which will be the next step. So if you have 1 alliance, you can have 60 people on your state that will be able to participate and get rewards and stuff. For us, we wanted to have most people to experience the events, and the most people to get individual rewards as well. So we went with 3 alliances because we could afford it, and that gives us 180 players that will be able to jump in on Sunday, do their personal points, and, you know, unlock many of the rewards. And, you know, if we look at reward, that's per alliance, but people can rank here to get some of the charms, so they might be, you know, closer to this ranking, so that will be, you know, that amount of charms. And you have personal points as well, so you get more charms, you get a bit of mithril. So, you know, like having that on 60 players or having that on 180 players did a big difference. So for us, we went with 180 players. So that's day 1. So day 1 and 2, that's nothing much more to do for registration progress. You just have to decide how many alliance and have people before reset on Tuesday, so between Tuesday and Wednesday, to be in their Tyrant Alliance, where they will be able to be registered, right? And then at midnight, the game snapshots, and then you get the power top 90 alliance that can join the battlefield after sign up. So all whether they are chiefs, right? So that's kind of a snapshot of the alliance. And if you look at some of them, now K&D is 22, right? It was nearly 26, but now it's 22. And the way we work for us is like Car was the strongest alliance in power, so they were safe. For us, we use our own farms to give ourselves 2 billion. And Car, they collect, and K&D, they collected all the smaller alliances, right? And the farms of these smaller alliances. And, you know, and we knew, because we have some group of players that like to play together that are not in main alliances yet. So we knew it's gonna give them 3-4 billion power. So basically, you know, people join before. Now the next stage is again a 2-day stage, right? For us, so Wednesday, 0001 UTC, so first minute of, you know, Wednesday, people can move back to their alliance and do their thing. They don't have to stay in their Frostdragon Tyrant alliance. I call it Tyrant Alliance to be shorter. So for the next 2 days, people can move freely, can enjoy things, you know. They can do whatever they want. But they will have to be back, because if you look at it, deployment, so it's like Foundry and stuff, we have, is the game showing it? Yeah, we have 2 days. So we have until Thursday, between Thursday and Friday reset, to register up to 60 players. So if I register myself, for example, you can see it's 1 out of 60. So we will, you know, I'll double check based on people's, you know, if they voted, they can participate, right? But you can rank by power or true power, basically. But true power is more relevant, you often. and you need to be Fire Crystal 4 to participate. So you cannot have. So you will have 60 players joining the battlefield, and you will have the other 40. If your alliance is full, they can still help by healing, basically, right? They'll still be able to be online and to tap to tap help for healing, basically, because people in the battlefield might not have time. So you might still want to have players that are beyond these 60 that are active players that will be able to help. So we have 2 days to register people, and people to register, they have to be in the alliance. So what will happen is, like, before Thursday reset, so between Thursday and Friday, people will have to be in the main alliance, and they in their Tyrant alliance. Sorry, it's kind of like just between Tuesday and Wednesday, they have to be before reset, and they can leave after reset. So for 1 minute, for 2 minutes. They can be in their Tyrant alliance. It could be more hours. People can stay for a week in the alliance if they want to. But if you are merging multiple alliance in once, and you just want to play together for the event on Sunday, then everyone needs to be there before Tuesday reset. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again between Thursday and Friday in the reset, people need to be there, so you can. R4, R5 can validate them, they can register them, because to be able to participate on Sunday, they have to be at reset on Thursday and Friday, they have to be in the alliance and registered, right? So you do that, you register your 60 players in the next 2 days, in the Wednesday and Thursday. People from other alliances are coming with enough, time, then Air Force can register them. They stay until reset on Friday morning, and Friday and 1 minute, for example, after reset, they can go back to their own alliance. And then, of course, they'll have to come back before Sunday battle. And battle, you can port at 11 UTC on Sunday, and they can you can start to fight at 12 UTC, basically. So there are two key moments, right? There are 3 main things. You have to understand how many alliance you want for your state, and then you have to to use farms and use other account and move players around to. We could have Car could have give us some player. We could have give some player to KND, and Car could have give some KND. So we are all the 3 alliance at the same power. That would have been a way to do it. Or you just want a strong alliance and whatever. But then, so first 2 days you make your alliance, you make them strong before Tuesday and between the reset between Tuesday and Wednesday. Then people do whatever they want. Then they come back on between Thursday and Friday resets. To be registered, and then they leave, and then you fight on Sunday, and they have to be in the main alliance. So that's only 60 people participating, and other people can help. There will be on Sunday apparently like packs that can be bought for rally leaders about speed ups and things. So that will be something. So that's kind of the registration process. That's not really explained in the game and not very clear and can be confusing, and most people in our states don't get it yet. So I'm trying to make it quick, even if it's not that quick, and to make it simple, but that's kind of the things you want to know. So let's talk about all the other events and the shops and stuff, right? First, you have the Dragonborn truck. It's a shop. It's a shop. So either you buy stuff with money, basically, or you get tiny bit of currency somewhere else. Every day you will get a free pack that give you 5 of these scale crystal. Each day you can buy a special pack that is 1000% more value, which is 100 more scale crystal for the same amount. So you have packs you can buy basically 20 times each. So that's a lot, right? And the packs are not worth in terms of amount of scale crystal you get. It's not like you don't get a diminishing return, Packs that are 10 times more expensive. Oh, let me calculate. Actually, there is a diminishing return, no? 400, 4,000. That's how much? Oh, that's 12 euro pack. No, okay. So there is no diminishing return on the scale crystal. The lower percentage is mostly because you get less VIP point and less VIP point mostly. So basically, it's better to buy a lot of small packs for your PvP point than buying a big one. But you know, you might just want to buy a big one if you're lazy or if you don't have time. But these you can buy until the end of the event. That's a 7-day event. You have time to buy these packs. You have a daily pack again. That's, you know, €6, $6, $5, €6. That's a lot better because you get 50% more of these. So that's the only one I'm buying. The other are okay. If you buy this pack, for example, if you compare to other regular packs, you get 300. What do you get with 300? For example, for big item, you get nearly 2 mithril. So mithril is nearly half price if you buy that pack, and if you buy the other one, then things are not discounted as much. So the real value is buying that pack and doing the free-to-play mission we'll cover in a moment through Frostwind Journey. So that's where the real value is for little spenders. If you're a big spender, you know, it's a good decent place to get mithril. It's a bit cheaper. You can get 25. You can get many other things. What to buy in the shop? You know, if you are free to play, probably just buy fire crystals as usual to increase your buildings and your troop level. So that's really straightforward. If you are stuck with your chief gear and your board, you know, you can always buy some design plans. If you are kind of like me, I don't know if I'm a medium spender yet, but you know, you can buy some mithril basically to unstock yourself with the hero gear. If you're a whale, you know, you have these new charms, and I did not calculate if they are cheaper or not, but that could be a way to buy it. Stuff like that. So you do the usual priorities. Shards they are not that expensive, but I would not, you know, because that's 1,000. That's 3 packs I bought, and you know that will be 50 shards, so it's actually kind of expensive. You know, I'll buy 52 shards for 18 euro plus the daily stuff. So that's basically a shop. And again, the value is with the 6 euro pack and the daily stuff. So let's go through Champion Eves. So Champions Eve is an event that's unlocked on Wednesday. So we just have it today. That's why I waited until today to do this video. Basically, you get points for training troops or promoting troops and gathering. And these points are converted into chests. Chests are converted into XP for the Alliance, and XP to the Alliance is converted into healing buff. There are 6 levels of healing buffs, basically. So you start at 100% healing speed-ups. Then at level 1, then level 3 you get 150. And then at level 5 you get 200% healing speed-ups. And the even level, so 2, 4, 6, they give you 10% each of cost reduction for healing. So 10% at level 2, 20% at level 4, and 30% healing cost reduction at level 6. So that's just basically it. So you need to, we need to see. I made some basic math, and it should be okay. We should get more or less the 5-6 level without pushing training. But we have roughly 60 plus people active, and we will help ourselves with the farms. I asked everyone with their farms to open chest. So basically, I'll share quickly what I've calculated, but a chest is giving, so let's go. Let's look at what you have in the chest. So I open 11 chests, you get 550 points, right? So that's, of course, 50 points per chest, right? And you need 50,000 per level, and I'm assuming that each level is the same amount of points. That I don't know yet. I could not find online. So you will need 1,000 chests to, you know, if a chest is 50, you will need 1,000 chests to open it, right? The way it works, I calculated roughly if you have T10 troops, plus you gather 3 march a day, so you send your march 3 times to level 8 tiles. It's roughly, you know, 12, 13, 14 chests per day that you will bring to your alliance. Could be a bit more if you are already active, but I calculated low, so that you will bring 13, 14 chests to your alliance, basically. A bit more active players and less active player will bring a bit less, so you can calculate, you know. So that's 900 chests a day. So you know we need 5 days basically to do that, and we have 4 days. If we don't train troops, if we don't use farms, it looks like we might need 4 or 5 days, or 5 or 6 days. I'm not exactly sure where we will land, so that's something we will see. So that's really why you want to use farms. And because we register 3 alliances, if our alliance is max, then we might want to open chest in other alliance. So everyone can collect the chest on their farm, other accounts, other alliance and stuff, but you give point to the alliance that you open the chest in. And basically, because there are only 3 alliances participating on Sunday, you want to open the chest in these 3 alliances for us, and it could be 1 or 2 alliances for you. So you want to make sure that everyone in your state, if you need to, so you don't have to use a lot of speed ups, open chest in the alliance that are participating on Sunday. If you can arrange that, that will help a lot. So for us, so far, we only have asked our farms, and we'll see how it goes, but we might need to train a tiny bit, or to either ask for help or either help others, if we are doing well. But yeah, that's roughly the calculation I've made, and that's very simple, but that's giving you an idea. And what do you get in the chest? You get decent rewards, right? That's what you get every time, and you get chance to get design, polish, so mostly chief gear, a bit of fire crystals, some speed ups. So like that you will do naturally, and you will just get things for free. If it's for 4 days, if you get, let's say you are a very active player because you follow my guide and you care about the game more than the average player, you'll get 15 chests a day, maybe 20. If you're really active, that's 80 chests. So it's not gonna be you're gonna have a tiny bit of fire crystal and stuff. It's not gonna be amazing what you get, but that's still things you get for free. And if you're a bit more active, you get a bit more than everybody else. So that's kind of it for this one. Maybe I'll give you some numbers. Maybe I'll show you what I calculated very quickly. Will it be the right thing coming up? Is the right thing coming up? So let me do that. No, not BlueStacks actually. I want master sheet. Let me show. Okay, right. So if you look on this one, like very quick calculation. So a level 8 tiles is 14 million. You get points for every 1,000 that you collect, right? So you will get 14k points. A chest is 20k points. So every tile you collect that's level 8 tile, whichever, doesn't matter if it's coal, iron, or food or wood, it's gonna give you 0.7 chest. So likely, if you have 6 marches, you will farm with 5 march per day. But, I mean, 5 march at a time. You will keep 1 for doing intel and joining rallies to do your polar terror every day. So that will likely be, and you will send 2 to 3 march a day. If you are already optimized, you can send 4 with the buffs. But I'm assuming most people will send 3 times. So it's here it's 2.8, it's 3.5 per round. Let's say you do food again, right? Let's say you do food again, and basically you send it 3 times. So we do some of that. So that's just just if you send that all of them 3 times a day, 5 march, it's gonna give you 10.5 chests on level 8 tile. Plus you have let's say you have a ox, so it's 0.7, so it's 11 chests, right? Then training, I looked at it that way. Training, if you train 1,200 troops, that you can train twice a day in average. If you train more, you won't be able to train twice a day fully. But that's so that will give you that amount of point, that amount of chest per 1,200 troops. So if you train it 2 times, it's gonna be 3 chests nearly. So it's basically that plus that. It's 14 chests, and 14 chests, like you have been farming 3 times with your tiles, with your march, which is optimized for many players. Don't do it 1 or twice. You have been training troops 2 times, and that will be T10. That will be 14 chests a day. So that's kind of the quick calculation I've made. So yeah. So for us, with our activity level with 60 players, we need 5 days. So, and we have 4. That's a 4-day event. So you need to gather and train for 4 days. But we have training day today on childhood memory. On party expert, it's training day today. Then we have training on KO, King of Icefield, Thursday and Saturday. So people will train a bit of troops basically. So that's gonna kind of, we'll see how we land. But that's something you might want to have your farm from day one, helping just to be safe. And if you see that, again, you finish one day sooner, then, just send them to another alliance. Frostwind Journey. So that's where you get some of the currencies, right? The Dragon Mark and the Steel Crystal, and both are used in different shops, and we just saw one shop. So daily you have to do 10 Polar Terrors, 10 Beasts, 1 login, contribution. That's how, that's Frosty Fortune kind of things, power, resources. That's you will get all of them every day very simply. You don't have to open keys. And you have season mission, which is login for 5 days out of 7. Use 5,000 speed-ups, and here you need to use... you don't need to use 1,000 here, so that's okay. But you need to use a bit of speed-ups. Could be used on training if you don't really have any other events and you have no reason. So to get the buff if you are lacking a bit behind. You will do prediction, which we will do as well together. You will do trade nomadic merchant and purchase, and these are one-time off missions, and these are daily ones. So basically you complete and you accumulate points, and that's how you get most of these as a free-to-play, and you get even some of the Vivid Flame stuff, and you get some Dragon Mark. So that's really it. So how it works for the prediction. It's quite simple. You have two kind of predictions, right? And that's all explained here if you care to read. But basically you will bet on who is gonna win. So Tyrant works in a way that a rally leader, only the rally leader, is accumulating time. So you could have 4 or 5 different rally leaders in an alliance accumulating time, and it's not the alliance winning, it's the rally leader. So let's say you have one alliance that gives their occupation time to 1 player, and an alliance that don't know how to organize themselves well, and they give it to 3 players. If that dude got 30 minutes and he's alone, and if these dudes got 15 minutes each, so 45 minutes total, they won't be Tyrant. The dude that is alone will still be Tyrant because he will have the most occupation time in the middle. So it's really like an individual kind of events for occupation time compared to Sunfire Local or Sunfire Castle, where you give the occupation time to the alliance. There you give it to the rally leader, not the rally players, not the 10, 15 players in a rally, but really only the rally leader. But you still bet on an alliance from which alliance that player will be. So you can see, you can rank by prediction, so the most voted alliance. You can rank by alliance power, so it's kind of matching a bit, but you see that some alliance with lower power are we know a bit these guys and they are very good, so maybe I bet on them. And you have states, and you can see which the votes per state. As you can see at the top right corner, you have one prediction. So prediction, and we'll do one together. It's basically costing 1,000 predict points. So these marks, it's gonna cost 1,000 of them. So let me do one bet. So I want to bet, these are, we are friends with them, we like them. So let's bet. So I made one bet. Doing one bet is triggering that one-time reward. So that's already, I got 500 back from my bet, right? So my bet is half price. And if you look at the rule, basically when you do the prediction with 100 dragon marks, either you win, you bet on the right one and you get 10,000 dragon rewards. Otherwise, half of them will be refunded later. So doing one bet, if you don't get the Tyrant, will give you 500 back anyway. Plus you get 500 from the Frostwind Journey on your first bet. So your first bet is free basically. You will get 500 back immediately and you will get 500 back later if you don't get to pick the winner. So your first bet is free, and then the other ones, if you want to bet on other alliances, then they will cost you 1,000 now, and you will get, at the worst, you get 500 back per bet, so you get half of it back. And you get a chance to win 10,000, so it's a bit of a gamble, right? But if you know a bit your neighborhood, and you know which states, and these guys are really, really strong, and if you look at their power, they have that guy, they have that guy, they have a lot of troops, they have a lot of big spenders, Game Master as well. Aziz 2. See the amount, we don't have even a player that's strong in terms of, we don't have even a player above 1 billion power, right? They have like 6 or 7 or 8. So that's why people are betting on them, right? They are very, and maybe some alliance make communication that they're gonna go all in and stuff. So some of these well are willing to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to win. So you will be able to bet here, but do at least one, because that one is free. You will get everything back, and I'll suggest to do 3. We'll see in the shop in a moment. Then the second thing you can do for free and betting, which is this part, right? Is you have a trivia predictions. It's free, and you get, for each correct answer, you will get 1,000 dragon marks. So I already voted, and we'll go through, and what I think, I'll go through them very quickly. But the first one is, how long will Frostdragon Tyrant in your zone occupy the capital? So how long a player will accumulate time? In most cases, when you watch replays of other players, people accumulate time for 30 seconds, a minute at a time, and there are so many rally leaders, so it's very rare that someone is going above an hour, from my research and what I've seen, even if most people voted there. So for me, my vote is clearly on the side, unless we have a player that's so dominating, or an alliance that's so dominating that they manage to give a lot. But that, for me, I'll vote below an hour from my research and what I've seen on live stream of other players. Will the first chief to occupy the capital of your zone be the Frostdragon Tyrant in the end? Oh, I said yes? No. I wanted to say no. So I missed, cannot change my answer. So yeah, of course, it's very unlikely to be the case, so it's a no. There will be, 100, 200 of players speeding up marches to be in the middle. Maybe less, but there will be 50, 40 whales that are maxed out and that are, that have the gems and stuff. So the chances that the first one is also the Tyrant is very, very low, to be honest. So that's a big mistake, and I don't know I can fix it. So I just might have lost 1,000 of them. How many enemy troop will the deadliest chief defeat in? So that I look online, and most people say that it goes over 100 million. Nearly every time in their experience. So 70 million is like a 30% below that, so you will want to select above 70 million very likely. Then what will be the longest single occupation for capital? So that's the amount of time that someone is in the capital, so like Sunfire, think of it as Sunfire Castle, right? And how long they will stay in it. Like I said, often people get kicked out nearly immediately. 1, 2, 3 minutes max, 30 seconds. Some people say that they have seen 20 minutes in their states, but it's very rare. So the safe bet for me is the least popular one, is this one, because things will change a lot unless we have an alliance that's really dominating, so that they can keep someone in the middle. But you're like, I think it's a lot more likely to be a no, to be that one lower than half an hour than this one, but it really depends on your cluster and your states and people fighting with you. What will be the shortest occupation of a capital by Frostdragon Tyrant or zone? So how much across all the zones, right? So basically, who will win with the shortest occupation time accumulated? All zones is probably less than 1 hour, because we kind of said that not many people are actually accumulating over an hour on one player. You will have 10, 15, 10, 30, 20 people, whatever, a big number that will accumulate time. It's a 6-hour event, so for one player for everyone in all zones to be above an hour is super, super unlikely. So this one is nearly a guaranteed win here. So below an hour, no, not what I voted. I made mistakes. How many troops above 70 million? Less than half an hour, less than an hour, basically. That will be my suggested votes. You do whatever you want, and remember that you get 1,000 dragon marks per vote. So that could be up to 5,000. For me, I'd like to get only 4,000, but that's okay. Then the shop, right? The shop, you get custom mythic gear roaches, some fire crystals, some mithril, so that's really good. Essence stones are a bit expensive. You get some chief gear and some shards. So basically, what will happen is, depending on your votes, you might get, if you win the prediction, you know, you get 10k. Here you get 3-4k, plus you get a few k's right and left. So maybe you have between 15k if you are lucky, to 6-8k. So you know, maybe you get 2 or 3, between 1 and 3 mithril if you are at that stage of the game. That could be good. You know, that's 20k, so that will be a lot. You know, if you are stuck with design with chief gear, you can take that. Otherwise, I'll still suggest to go to Fire Crystal for free to play, mithril for like people that needs it, and you know, designs if you want to unstock yourself from blue gear and purple gear. But you know, I think I'll mostly do mithril and Fire Crystal basically for myself. There is no charm, nothing I really need here. And the feast, the dragon gift, so that the tyrant's gift, so that's the player that will win. It will have a kind of a, you know, we had such events, right? When you have a building popping up, and you have, you know, every 5 minutes or every minute you have like little tables to collect and things. So basically you have different tables, and that will be a statewide thing. So it's not just it used to be in some other event that's alliance-wide buffs, because it's often you get a better banquet or whatever it's called, based on the performance of your alliance on the seasonal event. There it's a statewide things, and you know, it will be the same. Like people will be able to buy some packs to get some rewards, and that will share more. You know, that will be like some notable or some elegant table and stuff, or royal table. So basically on a state that have a lot of spender, like if you look at, you know, if you look at prediction, you know, like these guys, let's assume they win, right? They'll buy a shit ton of of packs, and probably, so it's gonna be very fun to watch. It's often crazy if you watch it happen on like older state with a lot of whales, like they buy, you know, all the packs they can and a lot, and there are so many rewards for the state. So that for the state could be a big reward. So that's really it, guys, for this kind of the prep phase. So what you care to do is really your daily missions, plus complete that. That's really then gather and train troops. So you unlock your skill. If your alliance is participating, you want to make sure you get to level 6, and that's by training and gathering. And you know, be smart about your buying, and then, you know, have fun with the prediction. For me, I might bet on the biggest alliance, of course, because they are really ahead if you look at power. But you know, they are like, we have a lot of good contenders, right? We know these guys, so you know, we're friends with, so I'm happy to support them that way. But I don't know these guys. But you know, 35 billion, you know, it's a lot, right? They have Dr. Hyde, they have Loki, they have all these very strong players. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to predict for sure, but have fun with that. And then I'll make another video, probably not tomorrow, but I'll try to prepare a bit the battle and explain a few things. So hope it was helpful. I know many of you won't have it for many months. You have that in either late Gen 6 or early Gen 7, like us. It could be overwhelming, but it's actually quite simple. It's mostly shops and little events where you don't do anything. Maybe something here to point out, and I've shown that in the seasonal event. Right now we have KOI, so King of Icefield, right? We have seasonal event, childhood memory, with, you know, some days where you can use speed ups and things basically to train and things. And so we have a lot of possible overlap. And right now for training, the overlap is not so good, but that might be a good time to push for training speed ups. If you have like a KOI, it will be often during KOI. Like Dragon Tyrant is often after local Sunfire, so the prep phase we are going through is before local Sunfire Castle, so it's always with King of Icefield. And on top of that, if you have a seasonal event, you might have overlapping with, you know, speed ups. For us, it does not align because training is today for the seasonal event, and training for KOI is tomorrow and Saturday, right? And Saturday we basically have, for this one, we are Wednesday, so Saturday we'll have that event, and you get a tiny bit of points for speed up. So for us, the best day for actually training is probably Saturday. So I need to talk to President about that. So we will get points in. I just need to make sure of what I'm saying. Yeah, it's Saturday, right? Saturday for King of Icefield, plus you get speed ups points in that event, plus you get points in here in Champions Eve. So that you get a lot for your training speed ups because you rank on two weekly long event plus here, so that could be a decent option. So always look for this, but I'll try to cover them as much as I can in my videos. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if it was helpful. I know it's it might not be for many of you, but you have a reference when things are starting. You can always go back to that video. Let me know how clear I was with my explanation as well. See if I can do a bit better. I have a feeling I could do a bit better with this one, but let me know in the comments. I might re-record it later, like next time we have Frostdragon Tyrant, when things are a bit clearer for me. I'm still learning as we go, so yeah, I think I can do a bit better, but let me know if it was clear enough. Cheers, talk to you soon, bye bye.